This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am absolutely thrilled to finally be speaking with the acclaimed DJ and producer direct from the UK, the one and only Brian Kidd. Hello, Brian. How are you?
Hey, Will. How's it going, man?
Brian, doing so much better now that we're finally talking. Brian, I'm so excited. You're coming on board this incredible new social media app. Your talent is so immense. I just want to go right to the beginning. I want to know, Brian, when you were growing up, who were your musical influences?
Quite varied sort of influences, really, ranging from like Elvis Presley, sort of quite a lot of mixture of like rock and roll and blues. When the sort of 90s dance culture came, and that's when I really got into it, sort of early 90s, sort of following the electronic genres and sort of rave culture and stuff like that. And I became a big fan of Defected Records.
Amazing.
And they've influenced me a lot with my music.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that first time, Brian, when you DJ'd and it was like, was there an aha moment for you where you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm meant to do?
Definitely.
Talk about it.
I was quite lucky because I'd literally been DJing about 2 weeks, and I went on holiday to Ibiza, and I ended up talking to a DJ there, and he said, "Oh, do you want to cover on the decks for me while I go to the toilet?" So I was quite lucky to. I got my first experience playing at Cafe Del Mar in Ibiza, totally unplanned. The guy was like, the DJ had been on for 4 hours and he was dying to go to the toilet. So I basically covered a set for him. And he came back from the toilet and he says, I'm really enjoying that. Do you fancy staying on? So I DJ'd for 2 hours. And that was the first sort of moment that I realised I wanted to do it, really, because when I was younger, I used to perform on stage. When I was like 13, 14, and when I performed in Ibiza and I saw the crowd dancing and saw the energy and everything, and I was hooked straight away, really, and I've been at it ever since.
How amazing is that I think it's such a affirmation for all artists, and we have a lot of young artists who watch these interviews. I think it's such a great reminder that once you're open to just maybe being aware of signs throughout your life and just kind of going after it, once there's even just that little bit of an inkling of a voice that says, just do it, what do you have to lose? And obviously that night was, the rest was history. I want to know for you, Brian, I know that you're constantly working on new things, new tracks. Talk to me in the audience a little bit about what the audience can expect from you next.
Yeah, well, since sort of a couple of years ago, when we had our first lockdown, that's when I really thought, I've been trying to push a music career for about 15 years, and it's been a really long, hard struggle, basically. And when the first COVID hit, I thought, this is something that I can't take away. I've got such a big dream for it. I always feel like the universe leads me into music because it's something that I do personally for fun. Like I write tunes and stuff as a hobby, really. And when the first COVID hit, I thought, it made me realize, really, if you've got a dream, and you've got a talent as well, you should pursue it, really. And when the first lockdown came, I was laid off work, and I just thought, why not put all my time into music and give it a big push? And I said, generally I make music and I just leave it on the shelf at home. I don't send it to anybody. And I thought, why not send it out to people, see if it's any good and see what people think of it. So I put quite a lot of time in the first lockdown. I was working like every day on music, and I'd sent a track off to one of my favourite labels. I noticed they was doing a radio show, And I contacted them to see if I could get the track on the radio, and they contacted me and said, we want to sound this track. So since then, they released it, and it did really well on the music stars. It got into the top 100 on the house charts. It got quite a lot of DJ support from like Roger Sanchez and David Penn. Charlie Hedges from Radio 1 rated the track 5-star, and I was at a pivotal moment in my career where I didn't know if I was good enough. So I was like making tracks, and you know, a lot of people was telling me, you've been pushing it a long time and you've not got anywhere yet. So I was just waiting for that moment for someone to say, you've got it, you know.
Brian, thank God you didn't give up. You're a perfect example of an artist that also used the pandemic to just go for it. And if there's anything that we've all realized as artists, as humans, right? We don't know when our life is so unpredictable. Why not go for it? And thank God you did. Brian Kidd, you are such an inspiration. Listen, I could speak with you forever. I want to let everyone know, for more on the incredible Brian Kidd, you can read more about him right below this video. Brian, I'm so excited you're coming on board this amazing new social media app, FENIX360, not only because you're going to be able to release your talent to and with artists all over the world, but I just can't wait for you to starting to collaborate with other artists all over the world, because what you are doing is truly universal.
That's right, yeah. Really looking forward to being on the network and, you know, meeting some like-minded people and hopefully doing some collaborations together, maybe some remixes together. So that would be nice.
Amazing.
So
well, you really will, Brian.
I'm bored, so.
Say that again?
I really appreciate you having me on the network.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? You're incredible, Brian. I'm so excited to finally meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.